name is Luis Santos. I'm the executive chef at USC Keck, and I'm here to show how I did my deconstructed Honduran tamal. I started off with maseca masa, then I have a sofrito here with achiote in it, and then I have a raw sofrito that consists of bell peppers, onions, cilantro, and garlic, and it's all blended up together. Here we have the same mixture, it's just we add achiote. So the components for it are to make two different kinds of masas. One is a green masa and one is a red achiote masa. It's completely plant-based, as in traditional Honduran tamales, we usually use animal fat to enrich the flavor of the masas. But here, to be more sustainable and more plant-based, we use a vegetable shortening. So where we started was, started with the sofrito. So we'll heat up our vegetable shortening. And once it becomes translucent, then we'll add half of our masa into it and start cooking it off. Once it gets a little emulsified with the oil, then we're gonna add our green sofrito to this concoction. Once that's cooked off, you're gonna add little by little your sofrito until you get a smooth consistency. We're gonna put it on low simmer, and we'll start off with our red masa. So again, same process. We're just gonna make sure the vegetable shortening is starting to clear up. And then we're gonna introduce the rest of our masa and slowly incorporate until it's smooth. Once it starts cooking off, and once it's fully emulsified, then we'll add our red sofrito with achiote paste, which will give it a complete different flavor, even though the base components are still the same. Once that is smoothed out and completely mixed in, we'll add more of it until it's completely smooth. And then that you'll let simmer for about 40 minutes. At the end of 40 minutes, you will have what we've already finished here. It's a green masa and a bright red achiote masa. What we've done is fermented cabbage overnight in what is apple cider, sugar, oregano. It'll have carrots, onions, and cabbage. We've prepared a stew that generally you put the components into the masa and re-steam again for a few hours. We've made a stew with chickpeas, butternut squash, garbanzos, capers, potato, and tomato stew. As a crouton, we've fried fresh yuca, chopped it up into fries, and that'll be your topping. The other component that is different from traditional tamales will be your banana leaves. So these banana leaves will just get roasted off directly into the flame. Now that we've been able to complete all our components, so now we use this as our garnish, our banana leaf. We're going to do 1 scoop of the green masa to plate, then 1 scoop of the red masa to plate. We're going to top it off with our beautiful stew here. For our crunchy croutons, we're going to, instead of a regular potato, here's our fried yuca. We're going to just cross-hatch that and then top it off with our vinegar slaw, our curtido. And that is our deconstructed Honduran tamale.